Welcome. This is Dr. Tulipo Mwenfumbo, and today we are beginning the course entitled Principles of Microeconomics or Microeconomics. And we are going to take this course from the book entitled Principles of Microeconomics, which is Microeconomic Theory and Application by Dr. Tulipo Mwenfumbo. You can order this book by WhatsApp +260-976-1812-53. And in this book, you are going to learn a great introduction to microeconomics principles covering supply and demand, market structure, and public policy suitable for college students, individuals seeking to understand market fundamentals. So getting this book, it will help you as a student, and it can also help you as an individual who wants to understand how market works, what influences the business and what influences the market. And it will also help in understanding the government policies. So, principles of microeconomics, lesson 1. We are going to look at lesson 1, and in lesson 1, we are going to look at introduction. But before we dive into today's lesson, I want us to understand and I want us to look at the course overview and what is expected of you as students. So in this course, microeconomics, we are going to look at the introduction to the fundamental principles of economics. That includes the study of individual economic units such as household, firms, and markets. So students will learn to analyze the behavior of these units and their interactions with each other. Course objective. In this course, or by the end of this course, you need to understand the basic concepts of microeconomics, including opportunity cost, supply and demand, and market structures. And you need to know or to understand or analyze the behavior of households and firms in different market structures. You should be able also to apply to economical principles to real world problems and policy issues. So in this course, we are going to look at about six subjects that we are going to tackle. We're going to look at introduction to microeconomics, supply and demand, consumer behavior, production and cost, market structure, market failure, and government. So remember that from this course, you are going to have a wider perspective and a wider understanding on microeconomy. So don't miss this course. So remember to like the video and also subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you may be able to get more information and you may be able to learn more about microeconomics and other courses. If you want to join in any of our programs, we have got bachelor's degrees and we have got also diploma programs. We offer highly accredited courses which you can be able to apply and you can be able to join us. And if you want to join us, you can, for registration and application, you can WhatsApp on +260-976-1812-53, +260-976-1812-53. Now let's get into our lesson. So today we are looking at lesson 1, and in the lesson 1 we are going to look at introduction to microeconomics, that is definition and scope of microeconomics, basic economical concepts, that is scarcity, opportunity cost, and supply and demand. And also, we are going to look at economical systems and decision making. When we think about microeconomics, what comes into your mind? So the definition of microeconomics and the scope of microeconomics, that is what we are looking at. So microeconomics is the branch of economics that studies the behavior and decision making of individual economic units, such as households, firms, and markets. It examines how these units interact with each other to determine the prices and quantities of goods and services. So when we talk about microeconomics, we are talking about a branch of economics that studies the behavior and decision making of individual economical units. When we talk about individual economical units, we are talking about firms or organizations, and also we are talking about individual households. And also at the individual level, you as an individual, how do you make economical decisions? And because of those decisions and the relationship between the firms, household, and individuals, they determine what is called the price, and also it determines the quantities of goods on the market. So when we talk about the microeconomics, there are key concepts that I want us to understand. And these are number one, scarcity. So when we are talking about microeconomics, we are talking about the study of scarcity. So when we talk about scarcity, we are talking about the fundamental problem of economics where the needs and wants of individuals are unlimited, but the resources available to satisfy those needs and wants are limited. You know, needs are endless, but what determines your actions or for the power of purchase, it is scarcity, the limited of resources. So when we are talking about microeconomics, or when we are talking about scarcity, we are looking at how the scarcity, how it influences the decision in making decision on resources and where you should take the resources. Then there is also another term, opportunity cost. When we talk about opportunity cost, we are talking about the value of the next best alternative that is given up when a choice is made. So opportunity cost looks at the value, or which decision are you going to make? What are you going to purchase? What are you going to get from the market? Because as we have said, in scarcity, the needs are endless. You may want everything, you may want anything that you see, but what is going to determine what you are going to get is the means, and those means are called the opportunity cost, whereby now you're going to look at the alternative of what you want. Then there is also supply and demand, the forces that determine the prices and quantities of goods and services in the market. So supply and demand determines the price and quantities of the goods. So, well, as we said on scarcity, when uh, there are more demands, and there is more demand, then the supply on the market is going to be reduced and the price is going to go up. And when there is less demand, then the supply is going to minimize, and the prices are going to go down. Market structure. The characteristic of a market that affects the behavior and performance of firms, such as number of firms, the level of competition, and the degree of product differentiation. So that is a market structure whereby now how many organizations that are producing a certain good, and what quality is it are they producing. So that creates a degree of competition and preference by consumers. Why should we study microeconomics? Or why is it that microeconomics is important? So microeconomics is important in many ways. Number one, understanding market outcomes. So as a businessman, as a student of business administration, you need to understand microeconomics, because you'll be able to understand what is called market outcomes. So it is microeconomics that helps as to understand how market work and how prices are determined. So when you learn about microeconomics, you'll be able to discern, or you'll be able to understand how market work and the prices are determined. Then it will also going to make you to have an informed decision as an individual, also as a business student, or as a business profession. That is, microeconomics provides a framework for making informed decisions about resources, allocation, and investment. So it is going to help you to make microeconomical decision on how the um, on making the investments and on how you're going to allocate your resources. It also helps to for policy making. So microeconomics is used to evaluate the impact of government policies on markets and individuals. So the government creates policies, and as a as a business person, or as an individual, or as a student, you'll be able to make an analysis on the government policies. Then business strategy. Microeconomics helps businesses understand their costs, revenues, and market environment, and make strategic decisions to minimize or to maximize profits. How do we apply microeconomics on the day-to-day lives? We look at the consumer behavior. That is, it's going to help us understand how consumers make purchasing decisions and how firms can respond to their needs. So there is a reason why people make a decision to buy or to purchase a certain thing. So now microeconomics helps us to make such decisions. Then it also helps us to make what is called market analysis. So it helps us to analyze market trends, competition, and opportunities for growth. In public policy, it helps us to evaluate the impact of government policies on market and individuals. That will help us to guide and to suggest to the government what is needed on the market. On making a business decision, microeconomics help us to understand or inform business strategy and decision making. So by studying microeconomics, individuals can gain a deeper understanding of how markets work and how to make informed decisions in a rapid changing economical environment. So learning microeconomics will help or studying microeconomics helps individuals and also firms to gain a deeper understanding of how markets work and how to make informed decisions in the rapid changing economical environment. For today, we end here, and remember to join us in the next class. And this is your host, Dr. Tulipo Mwenfumbo. And also remember to order this book, which is The Principles of Microeconomics. So you can WhatsApp me on +260 976 18 12 53. +260 976 18 12 53. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Meet you in the next class.